Hey guys, I basically want to bring this Hearthstone channel back, and yeah, so I'm gonna start now. Today, I'm going to show you my Necromancer class concept that I have been working on for quite a while, and I finally finished, and I uploaded the whole entire album to Imgur, and the link will be in the description. But this video will be reviewing it, and all the cards that it has, and why I sort of made it like this. I just sort of found a picture online of a Necromancer, and it didn't really have a name, so I wrote Necromancer. It accidentally says Necromancer here, but that's fine. So the hero power is Corpse Explosion. It's the same thing as Arcane Explosion. For 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. However, you do actually have to destroy a friendly minion. The friendly minion is actually quite a big cost. If you have no weak minions to spare, then you actually would have to use a strong minion if you really need to do it, which could be a problem. And on turn 2, if you have nothing else to play, you can't actually use this hero power. It would be sort of useless. So yeah, that's a problem. However, you can use it to activate death rattles and to kill your own minions, which does have some sort of synergy with the deck. The first spell is Back to Life. The target friendly minion gains death rattle, resummon this minion until the end of turn. It's the same as Ancestral Spirit, however, it's only for 1 turn, but it costs 1 mana less. The next spell is Cripple. Change your minion stats to 1/1. It's better than Humility, and it sort of has Hunter's Mark combined into it. It's just a better Humility. It's Humility plus Hunter's Mark for the same cost, but only in 1 card, and it's a lot stronger, and it really helps put utility into the deck. The deck isn't really all that strong, so it does need some cards that are stronger than other decks. Here's the first minion, named Dead Animal. It has Death Rattle, resummon this minion with Silence. So it's a 1/2 for 1, but once it dies, it resummons itself but was silenced. So it won't resummon itself again after that. But if you do bounce it back into your hand, you will get the Dead Animal again and play it back without the silence. So it is actually the same minion, just with silence, and you can, in some ways, get the death rattle back again, although you probably wouldn't want to. The next card is Horrify. The target minion loses their next attack. It doesn't seem very good for 1 mana, but you'll see why it does actually have to cost something. I usually would have put it for 0 mana, but it does actually cost something because of another card. The next card is Fear. Give a minion Eerie. Eerie is a new thing that I added for this set, and it is a minion with a lower attack cannot attack the minion with Eerie. So if you give a minion Eerie, then, for example, if you give a Bloodfen Raptor Eerie and a River Crocolisk is on the enemy team, it cannot attack the Bloodfen Raptor because it has lower attack than it. So you need something with higher attack, same attack, or with spells to kill it, or even deal damage to it. The next card is Skeleton Warrior. It's a 2 mana 3/3. It seems really strong because it's better stats than Bloodfen Raptor and River Crocolisk, and with no bad effect. However, things like Knife Juggler and Amani Berserker, they are 2/3/3/2s with with a really good bonus effect. So this isn't actually that good of a card, but it is much better than Bloodfen Raptor and River Crocolisk, which are pretty bad cards. The next card is Curse Weapon. The background is messed up. I don't know why, but deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. That is really bad for 3 mana. However, if they do control a weapon, destroy the weapon and deal its damage to the hero instead. So instead of the 3 damage, 3 damages for non-weapon classes. So if you're against a warrior with an Arcanite Reaper, you can use the spell Destroy the Arcanite Reaper, and it will deal its damage to the hero. So it's really good if they do have a weapon, but if they don't, then it's really bad. But it's always good to have, just like Harrison Jones or Acidic Swamp Ooze. The next card is Rebuild Bones. Give a minion +2/2 and Eerie for 3 mana. The Eerie is the main reason why it's such a high. It has the bonus mana, because +2/2 and Taunt is the same as Mark of Wild, but because Eerie is just such a powerful ability along with the attack boost as well, it's gonna have to cost 3 mana and maybe even 4, but I'm gonna keep it as 3 for now. I might actually have to change it. Next card is Rod of Necromancy. It's a weapon, and whenever a friendly minion dies, summon a 1/2 skeleton and remove 1 durability from this weapon, just like Sword of Justice when you play a minion. But 3 1/2 minions are sort of equal to the cost of this weapon, so it wouldn't actually seem to be worth it. But it does give you the flexibility to choose whether you want a few skeletons or to attack with the weapon. So you can choose if you want 2 skeletons and use the weapon to kill off a minion, if you want 3 skeletons, if you want 1 skeleton and attack with this weapon twice, or just attack with this weapon 3 times. It really just gives you the flexibility. So yeah. The next card is Rotting Venom. It's a 3 mana, deal 5 damage, similar to Fireball, except 3 mana and 1 less damage. It's just sort of here for some burst and for some clear. The next card is Skeleton Caster. It's a 3 mana 2/5, which isn't very good, but it does have the spell damage +1, which sort of makes it better and worth its cost, although it's nothing really special. The next card is Teachings of the Dead. Give all friendly minions Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 Zombie Chow, which I will actually change into like a skeleton or something until the end of turn. But basically what this card does is all friendly minions, when they die this turn, they will summon a 2/2, similar to Soul of the Forest from Druid. However, it's only for 1 turn and it costs 1 mana less. So it could be good, it might not, but many decks would probably not run it. The next card is Ravenous Zombie. This is a very interesting card. Whenever this minion kills an enemy minion, gain +1 and restore it to full health. So when you first play it, on its first attack, it has to kill a minion with 2 or less attack, and then you'll get +1 and restore it to full health. So you actually have to kill it before it starts growing, because it will get +1/1 every turn if it kills a minion. And yeah, 3 mana, 3 health shouldn't be that strong, shouldn't be that hard to deal with. But if you can't deal with it, it will begin to grow pretty fast with +1/1 each turn. The next card is Soul Steal. Change a minion's attack to 0, then summon a 3/3 Ghostly Soul. It's just sort of like to nullify a creature and then sort of summon their soul. It's a pretty good card. And this is the card, Ghostly Soul. It's a 3/3, as you can see. The next card is Skeletal Barbarian. This is a very strong card. For 4 mana, it's a 3/5 with Enrage +4 attack. Because the 3/5 isn't very good stats for 4 mana, it does get this very powerful Enrage. And if you don't kill it quickly, then it's going to destroy you. Because you don't really have good cards to proc the Enrage by yourself on the turn of the attack, you will actually probably need to run it into an enemy minion before you can actually attack with the bonus, with the total 7 attack. So they will actually have several opportunities to clear it, and but if they don't, then they might be screwed. The next card is Summon Spectral. Again, the background is messed up, I don't know why, but this is a really fun card, sort of like Beast Companion. The first card is Spectral Angel. It's a 1/5 for 4 because of the 4 mana spell, and your other minions get +2/+1. Keep in mind that just like Beast Companion, these cards are a lot stronger than 4 mana cards should be, because you don't actually choose which one you want. And yeah, but this is really strong, but its stats are pretty poor. But if you have a really swarmed up board, it will be really helpful. The Spectral Wraith is sort of to counter if the enemy's cards that they want to play and sort of put them back a bit. Again, it's 4 mana like always. It's a 3/3 and the enemy minions cost 1 more. Sort of like Mana Wraith, except only for enemy minions and a bit stronger. The next card is Spectral Tiger. It's a 4/4 with Wind Fury, sort of like a Wind Fury Harpy, but 2 mana less and 1 health less. It is actually a really strong card, and is probably the one beast that you wouldn't mind getting no matter what. So yeah. And if the enemy does let it through, it will deal 8 damage, which is very massive. The next card is Ghostly Charger, possibly the weakest Spectral, but it's a 5/2 with charge, and it could be useful in the certain situations, but generally you won't really want it. The next card is Anathema. It's not actually a Necromancer weapon, but I might as well put it here because it looks like one. But whenever you kill a minion with this card, summon a 2/1 ghoul with charge. So you have the potential to clear 2 minions a turn with this, and it could be really hard to deal with because you will be able to clear several cards over and over, And here's the ghoul. Next card is Grim Reach. This is a very powerful card. All minions that take damage this turn are destroyed, whether that be yours or the opponent's. So if you use this with your hero power, you will actually clear the entire enemy board, but it does cost a massive 7 mana and a minion of your own. Keep in mind, if you only have like 5 mana or 6 mana, you can't use your hero power. You actually have to, you can use your minions to clear the stronger minions. So this seems like a very OP card, but for 7 mana, it might not be worth it. The next card is Poison Nova. All enemy minions take 4 damage at the start of your turn. So it's like a Flame Strike for 2 less mana, but it takes a while to actually activate. And because the enemy will know what's happening, they'll probably prepare and not play the minions with 4 health or something, and just get a stronger board. So it's not exactly that good of a card. The next card is Skeleton General. For every minion that dies, give your minions +1 health. So if you use your Grim Reach combo, once this thing is already on the board, your minions will gain a massive up to +7 health, and they'll be extremely hard to kill. And that's why this card is only a 3/4 for 5, because if it does get rolling, it will roll really fast. Next card is Orcish Necromancer. Whenever a friendly minion dies, summon a 1/2 skeleton. It's a 5/5 for 6, and it's just sort of a pretty good basic card. It's the same skeleton as before. Next card is Ready to Raise. Not that good of a card, but the next minion that dies this turn summons 2, 3, 4 undead ghouls. It does have some sort of synergy with, I guess, Knife Juggler and Deaths, because you will get more minions that you can kill with your hero power or just in general, but they're not that good. But here are the undead ghouls. The next card is Soul Harvester. Whenever a minion dies, gain +2/2 and heal 2 health to this minion. It's only a 1/2 though for 6 mana, so if you do kill 3 minions on the turn you play it, then it will automatically be worth its cost. It could also be a 3/4 or a 4/5, or a 5/6 or a 7/8. But once you get to 7/8, it'll be well worth its cost, and it'll be really hard to kill from there unless you have a silence or hard removal. But it's a really strong card, and if you don't shut it down fast, it's gonna keep rolling just like the general. The next card is Soul Rip, the legendary card. Destroy a minion and put it in your hand. It's basically a mind control, but you have to replay the minion, and it could cost more than 10 mana, but it also activates the death rattles and battle cries, unlike the mind control. So yeah, you can destroy a friendly minion or an enemy minion to activate their death rattles or something and put it back into your hand, and it costs a massive 4 less. So it's actually a really good card if you think about it, and it could be really helpful if they have a strong minion on the board to just instantly deal with it and just take it from them. The next card is Skeletal Mage. It's 7 mana, 5/7, and every time a minion dies, put a Horrify spell in your hand. I showed you the Horrify spell earlier, which is 1 mana. The next a minion misses its next attack, which is why it's 1 mana, so you can't just cast unlimited amounts of those. And the last minion is Bone Giant. For 9 mana, it's 8/8, and it costs 1 less for every damaged character. It includes heroes and every minion. It works really well with your hero power to summon for a very cheap cost, and it's 8/8 just like every other giant. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my Necromancer class. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, and maybe tell me what other classes you want. But this is the Necromancer class. I'll put the link in the description to see everything for it, like all the descriptions for the cards. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any advice or balances you want to make, feel free to comment on here or on Imgur, whichever one you want. But that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys all later.